Hey guys, this is Statton. Welcome to another Heart to Heart with Statton, where feelings matter but the facts come first. Now, this video is going to be a little different from most of my Heart to Heart videos because I'm really stirred up with what I've been hearing that's been happening on YouTube for the last week. I mean, seriously, it's gotten to the point where whenever I talk about a subject that's pressing on my mind for these videos, I approach the matter gently for the most part because I have no reason to be aggressive to people under normal circumstances, but right now I feel like there are rare situations, this being one of them, where the nice part of me has to take a step back and it's time for a little tough love from Statton now. Because the fact of the matter is, after hearing this news about SSSniperWolf and her doxing Jack's films, I think that's what he calls himself. Just because he made a reaction video, calling her out on things that are true. In fact, I mean, I first of all, I don't really know SS Sniper Wolf all that well. I've only just checked out a video or two just so I knew what people were talking about when they brought her up the first time, and after that, I pretty much had nothing to do with her channel when it comes to watching her videos or anything. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't find her content really that entertaining. And this is coming from a guy who is fully aware that my content's not all that entertaining either. At least I don't think it is. But I still enjoy it all the same. Enjoy making the content, that is. But the fact of the matter is, she is she's one of the famous ones. She has all these subscribers, within the millions, I think. I believe. But the point, I haven't really checked the specifics on that, but she is one of the famous ones. She is up there at the top. I know that much. She doesn't like the negative feedback she's been getting, which, let's be honest, from what I saw, and I saw one of her later ones, so this is apparently, I didn't even know she was originally a gamer until just recently. But anyways, I noticed she's pretty much dedicated herself to reacting to other videos. And this guy called her out on her not crediting those videos to the ones that they truly belong to, and the fact that she isn't putting forth a lot of effort into them. And now you all know me. I try to edit my I edit my own videos, and I may not be as good as all the others. Like, I don't do all the things like the editor does with that Markiplier has for his videos and all that. But I try, and I'm gonna try to get better at it. But the point is there's no denying that that SSSniperWolf doesn't really add anything to her later videos. Now, this isn't a video meant to bash her or anything. I'm just illustrating a point that's leading up to the fact that when Jack's Films called her out on all these things, the way she handled it was very childish. She got mad at that. She decided to dox him and show up at his doorstep. Really? The way I see it, if you are a famous YouTuber, you're going to get people that like you and people that don't like you. You're going to get people that'll mention you in their videos, and it's not always going to be positive. Big deal. If I ever found someone making a negative video about me and my channel, to be honest with you, my reaction would be, wow, They noticed me. And I'm not kidding. Because I don't actually believe I'll ever be popular. I don't popular at all. I don't believe I'll ever be famous like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye or SSSniperWolf, which look, I know that I'm sounding really harsh right now. I know that. But like I said, it's time for a little tough love, and I'm not sugarcoating anything here. The fact of the matter is, as disappointed as I am over how childish she's being, and she's like what, in her 30s? She's in her 30s and she's acting like this. I'm more disappointed in how YouTube has handled the situation. Now, when I say YouTube, I don't mean the content creators on YouTube, but the people that are actually running the place, the people that are in charge. I don't know what you call them. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what you call them. So I'm just gonna say YouTube itself. The fact that the fact that all they did at best was just demonetize her videos for a week, or at least so they claim. That's it. That's all they did. Seriously. You think for that you if the rules were flipped and it were Jack's Films that did that to her, he would be banned. His channel wouldn't exist anymore. Now, in case you're wondering, you're probably wondering, Statton, all this is old news by now. This has been happening for a week, and there's channel after channel after channel on YouTube that's posting videos on this sort of thing. So why are you posting a video about this being as late into the game as you are? Well, the answer to that is simple. My channel. I get to post what I want on my channel. Within reason. Within the community guidelines, of course. Anyways, the point is if the roles were flipped, Jack's film would have been done. He would be over. His channel would be dead and non-existent. But because it's SSSniperWolf, and I don't know why that they're being so lenient with her. The fact of the matter, because I don't. Is it because she's as popular as she is? If content creators are as high up on the popularity chain, if they have enough subscribers, can they all get away with it? Or is it the fact that she's an attractive girl and maybe YouTube's being run by a bunch of simps? I don't know. You see, I'm being harsh with YouTube now because I honestly, they're coming off looking like a bunch of simps right now. The way, would Markiplier have gotten away with it if he had pulled the stunt? I mean, I suppose it's possible. I have my doubts, though. The fact of the matter is, she should have been banned. You do not dox anybody. That you just don't. And for her, and the reason behind it has got to be one of the dumbest reasons imaginable. Seriously, SSSniperWolf, grow up. Act your age. Seriously. And make matters worse, a lot of her fans are actually defending her. They're not, I mean, not all of them. There are some I've heard that are disappointed in her, and she's lost some of her fan base from it. Not a lot, but she has lost some. And to those who left her for that reason, good for you. I'm glad that you're able to see beyond her physical appearance. Because let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with each other here. Her content's not that great, as I've already pointed out. So, more than half her fans that watch the video, they're not really watching it for the content she's dishing out. They're watching it because she is in front of the camera, and it's her and her alone that they have the eyes on. Now, I will admit, SSSniperWolf is a pretty girl. She doesn't do anything for me, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to pretend she's ugly either. I'm not attracted to the fact that it looks like she's had work done on her face. But like I said, she's not ugly. But for that reason, my point is if you removed her to where you couldn't see her as she did her videos would be boring to even her fans. Her fans act like her videos are worth watching. It isn't because of the content, it's because of her. It's because of her physical appearance. Most of her fans are either a bunch of 12 and 13-year-old boys who are just hitting puberty, so their hormones are out of control, and the other category is a bunch of neckbeards that have yet to move out of their parents' basement and haven't been with a woman in real life. And the others, well, let's just say the one thing they all have in common is they all have a fantasy. They believe that they're a big enough fan of SSSniperWolf, then maybe, just maybe, they can get her to notice them. But I have some bad news for all of them. SSSniperWolf, if it doesn't care about any of them, of any of her fans. She wants her fans specifically because that's how she gets her money. That's how she gets her validation. That's how she gets her views, is by people liking her. Even if you're one of the lucky ones, I say with air quotes, to where she notices your comment under one of her videos and she happens to respond to it, she'll forget you existed 2 or 3 minutes later. Now, most of you are probably thinking, but Statton, you don't know her. That may not necessarily be true. Bull crap. If what I'm saying is false, she wouldn't have gone to the lengths that she went through to begin with. She is because after hearing the news, I've been looking at video after video after video of people reviewing all the stuff that they dug up about her. She's had work done to her face. She's been in jail before for being disorderly out in public. I forget the details, but the point is she's been in jail before. She's been inappropriate with underage boys online. So yes, it's all about popularity. But for some reason, her fan base consists of people that are still not mature enough to realize that they think a pretty face equals God's perfect angel. There's no way she could have an evil bone in her body. Why? Because she's too physically attractive. They need to wake up and realize physical appearance isn't everything. Seriously. She doesn't hold herself accountable. She gave a fake apology, an apology that doesn't even sound real, doesn't even sound like something she would say. And she got off easy. And her fans that are defending her aren't helping anything because they have fooled themselves into believing she didn't do anything wrong, that Jack's Films had it coming. Bull crap. Seriously. But the one thing about all this is SSSniperWolf actually proved this last week a point that I've been making throughout my heart-to-heart videos, and that is everybody has become way too sensitive. People can't handle criticism anymore. People can't handle when people speak against them or something that they do. Jack's Films video wasn't that bad of a video. She could have just let it go. Were people kind of turning against her? Yeah. Was the content being flagged for copyright? Yeah. Rightfully so. She should have credited them. You don't take other people's content and just use it without letting people know who it really belongs to. But she got so bent out of shape over it that apparently her popularity was so important to her that she went and doxed him. How stupid. Seriously. And YouTube, by giving her just a simple slap on the wrist, is pretty much saying it's okay. YouTube is okay with SSSniperWolf doxing people, apparently. Who else are they going to allow to dox people? And why are they allowing it? Are they afraid of their image? I think if YouTube's afraid of hurting its image by banning SSSniperWolf, guess what? They're making themselves look bad by keeping her around. And not just that, when they issued their message, they tried to make it sound like both SSSniperWolf and Jax Films were in the wrong. Jax Films did nothing wrong. But they treat it like, oh, well, they're both in the wrong. That's as messed up as the school system that exists today. The school system where the bully never gets in trouble, at least not by himself. If the bully is bullying a victim in school, the school will do nothing about it. But as soon as the one who's being bullied stands up for himself, suddenly they both get in trouble. And this is like the YouTube version of the school system. Well, okay, well, we'll just go ahead and blame both and make it so that they're both at fault. No. YouTube. Seriously. What is the matter with you? Seriously. Grow a pair and put Sniper Wolf in her place. Ban her from your platform. You know you have the authority to do it. Don't pretend you don't. But as disappointed as I am with YouTube, I am proud of every single content creator that's spoken out against YouTube and Sniper Wolf over this sort of thing. I don't expect any of the content creators to ever come across my channel and see this video. If they do, wonderful. If you've made it this far into the video, I am proud of all of you for standing up and standing against this, because this is sickening, and I'm not exaggerating. For YouTube to condone doxing, and yes, they do condone it, make it so SSSniperWolf is demonetized for a week. That's the lightest punishment they could offer over something extreme. So they are condoning it. And the worst part is, they sent that message about how they fault both Jax Films and SSSniperWolf. And they honestly think we're idiots. They think we're so dumb that we'll take their word for it, that we believe them, that we won't find fault with their words. They obviously think we're that dumb. Things like this are getting out of hand. It's not just SSSniperWolf and Jax Films. There are also other things that have been happening. A 17-year-old girl accused of a man who went under the name The Inquisitor on TikTok of being inappropriate with her. It was proven false, but by that time it was too late. He had taken his own life. Things like this are happening all the time, and the women that do this do not receive any consequences for it. No punishment. No. And not just that, but there are other things. Lesser things than what I just already listed off. But things that haven't gone by me unnoticed. I noticed that on TikTok, some people will get banned over tiny things, while other people will do far more extreme, far more offensive things, and unless they're mass reported, they will not be taken down. Obviously, there's a hidden agenda here that TikTok has. Now, as for YouTube, I'm still trying to figure out what their problem is. But I do know TikTok's is purely political. There's no denying that. Their agenda is pure political. Now, is YouTube at all political? Probably. To the extreme TikTok is, I kind of doubt it. As far as the SSSniperWolf thing, I think there's something else to it. Rather if she has connections, or rather if they have the belief that once you're high up on the chain, you can get away with more than you could if you were at the bottom of the barrel, which is messed up. The community guidelines should be just as strict for every single YouTuber, rather if you're new and have very few subscribers, or rather if you're one of the what they call the OG ones who have millions of subscribers. It doesn't matter. The rules should be just as strict for either side. This is important. This is something we must never forget, because this is happening on social media. How long do you think it'll be till other places in real life start pulling these stunts? Probably already have, for all I know. Probably already have. And the idiotic part is, whenever YouTube does something, it never goes back on it. It never does. At least I've never noticed it going back on anything. But I do know the more of us that stand our ground against them for this atrocious decision that they've made, the better. Unfortunately, there are some YouTubers that are far higher up than even SSSniperWolf is that haven't spoken out against this. I think they should. Now you're probably thinking, well, Statton, is it really their obligation? Yes. Yes, it is their obligation too, just as it's our obligation, because it's their platform also. If this doesn't stop, it's only going to get worse. Seriously. People have been banned even on YouTube for some of the dumbest crap. Their videos have been taken down for some of the dumbest crap imaginable. But doxing, that's acceptable. Nothing wrong with that. No harm done. YouTube, the people that YouTube is full of idiots if they honestly thought this wouldn't enrage any of us. Now, remember, when I say YouTube, I'm not talking about the content creators. I'm talking about the people running them. As for all of you that are running YouTube, you are idiots if you honestly thought that this would go by us unnoticed and we would just be okay with it. We're not. This is tough love here. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I am angry that this has happened. Shame on SSSniperWolf for what she did, and shame on you, YouTube, for tolerating it when you've shut other channels down for a lot less. Shame on you. Now, my message is for any content creators here, and that is, we all need to stand up against these platforms. We need to stand against them and voice our displeasure over the fact that we have community guidelines that we have to obey, but it seems like there are some favorites out there that don't have to. It's time that these platforms learn that the people that are running these platforms learn that they also have to please us as well if they want to keep us around. Because platforms can't survive without content creators. I've heard people years back talk about them wanting to make a new platform that would replace YouTube because YouTube has displeased them way too much. Now, I haven't heard anything since, but that sounds like a good idea. Once again, it's starting to sound more and more appealing by the day with how YouTube is running things now. So that's the point of my video. Things have gotten really corrupted. People have gotten way too sensitive to where apparently you can't say anything negative. Not without the people wanting to dox you. And in some cases, how many of those fans of SSSniperWolf might actually seek to do Jack's Films physical harm? And now because she doxed him, he has to take extra precautions now. Honestly, the internet has a lot of insane, sick people that take things way too far. That's why you don't dox people. And shame on her fans who actually defend her. Be honest here. You don't watch her for the content. You watch her because of her physical appearance. It's time that all of you grow up and realize a pretty face doesn't equal a good soul. Anyways, this is where I better end the video. It's already gotten lengthy enough. But once again, I want to end this on a positive word. The video itself as a whole isn't very positive, I will admit to that, but it is the truth. And I'm going to say a lot of things that are the truth from now on, unfiltered and not sugar-coated. But once again, for all you content creators that stand against what has happened in regards to SniperWolf and YouTube and what they did with and how they did Jack's Films dirty, I am proud of every single one of you for standing against her and standing against what YouTube has done for her. And for the ones who haven't yet, I strongly recommend that you do this. I strongly recommend that all of you stand against it, but not only stand against it, but voice your displeasure. They need to hear our voices. They need to understand they can't just ignore us. This is the beginning where I hope to inspire everybody to stand up for what is right. Starting with this, and there's going to be other things that we're going to have to stand against. Things that are going to have to stop, or they will just get worse. But I'll save those subjects for later heart-to-heart videos. Anyways, my name is Statton. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember that you are not alone. And you all have yourselves a wonderful day.